Chickanohe, as the Cherokee Indians called it, land of blue smoke. Perhaps you come to this mountain town for the views of the Smokies, for a little refreshment. You then discover a transformation. It's just not geography. This region, like the jars of clay it creates, will mold your spirit. While you might be in the mountains, you soon realize that the mountains are in you.
Welcome to Gatlinburg!
In our 5-video series, we now begin to show the mountain towns of the Smokies. First up, Gatlinburg.
Yippee!
There is so much to do here. It can be overwhelming planning a Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge getaway, but we are here to help so you can prioritize what you want to do. We will show everything from inexpensive motels to nicer hotels, as well as a couple of fully stocked family cabins and 4 RV campgrounds with cabins. We'll give you tips on parking to try to save a little walking, show rooftop and elevated seating restaurants, take the Ober Mountain Tram to the adventure park, see the Impossibilities magic show, take you inside Crazy Mason Milkshake Bar, watch the penguins do their daily march at Ripley's Aquarium, hear from the communications manager at Anakeesta, Gatlinburg's most popular attraction, now featuring Astrolumina. Eric with YouTube's Smoky Mountain family will give us a tour of the Arts and Crafts Loop, 3 miles north of the Strip, where you can get some true homemade candy, go inside a vintage soda fountain shop, see pottery being made, and more. This first video of Gatlinburg will focus on downtown with wine tastings, SkyLift Park, the Reagan Terrace Mall, the Village, Hillbilly Golf, and much more. Then, in the 4th video of the series, after Pigeon Forge, we will show the areas outside of downtown, like Cades Cove and Roaring Fork Nature Trails, Smoky Mountain Deer Farm, and Wares Valley. Note, this is one video you'll want to watch to the end, as some of Gatlinburg's best attractions are in the latter part of the video. So join us as we, in collaboration with the Smoky Mountain family, show you Gatlinburg by helicopter, by horse, by mountain coaster, by drone, by UTV, by bike, by chairlift, by tram, by tube, and by zip line.
We love Gatlinburg!
Are you ready? In order to give you an overview of the region, we'll begin with a helicopter tour out of Sevierville, which is on the north side of Pigeon Forge. All the helicopter tours are here, so we'll board there and fly back to Gatlinburg. We chose scenic helicopter tours because they are the ones that can fly over the national park areas.
As you can see here, we offer a huge range in flight time and flight price. But we can go all the way out to Douglas Lake, which is a beautiful lake here, all the way out to the national park and everywhere in between.
Their tours range from $20 per person to over $500. I'm doing the National Park Tour, that is $249. Our pilot Cole was great, pointing out places of interest. We fly over many Pigeon Forge attractions like Dollywood that we will show in next week's video. As it heads towards Gatlinburg, it crosses over Wares Valley and the mountain range bordering the west side of Gatlinburg. This is where many of your cabins are at. In fact, we are flying right over the first cabin I want to show you. JTM Cabins have 3 cabins, all of which are fully furnished and sleep 10, with a game room and hot tub, and washer and dryer. They allow you to enjoy all the comforts of home, yet nestled in a forest. I'm in Wandering Bear, the closest to the Pigeon Forge Strip. It's a scenic 15-minute drive from Parkway in South Pigeon Forge. Their other 2 cabins are about a 30-minute drive from Parkway. This is far enough to really be in the mountains, yet a short drive to the entertainment in Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg. Waking up with coffee to the sounds of nature. Back on the helicopter, a nice view of Great Smoky Mountain National Park. And downtown Gatlinburg begins to appear. The SpaceNeedle is right there. Now flying over Anakeesta from the north part of downtown looking south. In the distance, the mountains we just flew over, where the cabins are at. You can see where Parkway runs through the forest between Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. In downtown Gatlinburg, everything is condensed, so relatively within walking distance, about 1.5 mile long strip, with the exception of the arts and crafts loop that we'll show later in the video. However, because of that, the challenge is finding inexpensive parking. There is free parking along River Road, but in the summers, these spots fill up quickly. The majority of parking is $20 a day, like this lot in the center of town, near the Marketplace Mall. Here's a tip. There is a smaller $2 an hour lot next to it, accessible from River Road. Your city municipal garages are $10 a day. There's one at Ripley's Aquarium and one on the north side of Anakeesta, both on the north side of the strip. On the south part of the strip, near the convention center, you have Lineburger's parking lot and a garage next to the LeConte View Hotel, both $20. To save a load of walking, you can use the Gatlinburg trolley. It is free to ride, operates 365 days a year, from 8:30 a.m. to midnight, May through October, and from 10:30 a.m. to either 6 p.m. or 10 p.m. the rest of the year, depending on the day of the week. It also goes to the arts and crafts loop. There's trolley buses as well as the Pigeon Forge trolley that connect Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. We are going to start our tour on the south part of downtown, near the National Park entrance, and move north and keep everything in order so that you can get a perspective of where the places of interest are at. Because of the parking, it can be an advantage to find a hotel on the strip for the days you want to spend in downtown. The pet-friendly LeConte View Motor Lodge is an ideal location, just 1/10 of a mile from the SpaceNeedle. It's a Wyndham hotel and is pet-friendly. It's a little bit of an older motel, but was fine for me, and the rates very reasonable for being in the center of downtown. Wasn't much of a breakfast, but across the street is Flapjacks. They had a good veggie omelet and gluten-free pancakes, friendly service, and not too expensive. Also, about 2/10 of a mile from the LeConte View is Crockett's Breakfast Camp. This is great if you're looking for a more fancier restaurant with a nice rustic atmosphere. But watch out for the bears. They didn't have gluten-free pancakes, but had the most delicious buckwheat pancakes I've ever had, with granola and pecans. A great atmosphere. I think your family would enjoy. Okay, let's start with the attractions. There's Ober Mountain with a tram to the year-round mountainside amusement park. In winter, there's skiing and snowboarding, but in summer, there's also plenty of activities to keep you busy. It is $29 for just the tram ride, or $49 for a wristband, which includes all the other activities. There's ice skating and ice bumper cars, a rock wall, there's summer tubing, a mountain coaster, an alpine slide, and a scenic chairlift that goes to the top of Ober Mountain with another scenic view. A $10 discount for ages 60 and up. They also have rafting and ziplining in Hartford, Tennessee, about 26 miles northeast of Gatlinburg. Now back on the strip, on the left is Shoot 'em Up Cinema, a 3D experience where you chase a runaway wagon in the Old West with your 6-shooter. It is $13 for adults, $8 for children 4 through 12. Also here is Circus Golf and Amazing Mirror Maze, which you can do both with a $12 plus tax ticket. Across the street is the Hollywood Star Cars Museum. We showed in our 2020 video, where you see famous film and TV cars. It's $18 for adults, $10 for children. You can save $2 to $3 by purchasing tickets online. Next to it is Ripley's Haunted Adventure and Moving Theater. Back across the street is the old Smoky Moonshine Courtyard with live music. the Dreamcatcher Band performing here. There's tastings here at the Old Smoky Distillery and Bootlegger's homemade wines. Also, Dick's Last Resort here with Southern-style menu in a rowdy roadhouse environment. I'm gonna grab a tasty sausage from Carnival Treats here. We arrive at the center of town at Airport Road, previously named Historic Nature Trail, where the SpaceNeedle is at. On the corner here is Smith & Son Corner Kitchen, a sports pub, and balcony seating with mountain views. Below that, some of the best milkshakes you'll ever taste at Crazy Mason's Milkshake Bar.
What we do here is crazy milkshakes in mason jars, hence the name Crazy Mason. We feature Bluebell ice cream, 3 non-dairy flavors as of right now. We also carry no sugar added. Many of our ice creams are gluten-free. All our Crazy Mason milkshakes come in these keepsake. Obviously, we wanted to have the black bears on there. Still says Gatlinburg. We know people want to go home and have a souvenir to being here. Monthly, we run specials. Like right now, it's the Crazy Summer Jar.
They have over 36 incredibly creative crafted desserts. I'm having the Crazy Cookie Dreams with Oreos, and Eric's having a Crazy Colada with coconut ice cream, cake, pineapple, and vanilla buttercream. Even Bella gets a pup cup. The Gatlinburg SpaceNeedle is a 407-foot observation tower, which you can take an elevator to the top for a 360-degree view of the Smokies in Gatlinburg. It is $16 for adults and $10 for children 4 to 11. Or $13 for military and seniors. At the base of the SpaceNeedle is Arcadia, with hundreds of arcade games, video games, and immersive simulations.
The second digit is also off. Is that correct? Yes. Good!
While most of your shows are in Pigeon Forge, there's one really good show in Gatlinburg, and it's right here at the Iris Theater.
A? Is the letter A? She's got the gift too!
It's the Impossibilities Magic Show, where master mentalist and magician Eric DeBell does some pretty amazing mind reading and magic with hilarious mayhem. You've seen magicians do their rings, but he took 3 wedding rings from the audience,
3 rings from 3 different people,
intertwined them, then separated them, and some other things that make you wonder, how did he do that? It is $33 for adults, $17 for children 4 to 11, $24 for seniors, military, and first responders.
From Marilyn Monroe!
A quarter of a mile up Airport Road is the pet-friendly Super 8 that we stayed at in the 2020 video. And next to that is the Log Cabin Pancake House, with free parking behind the restaurant. Smoky Mountain family will tell you they have the best breakfast in Gatlinburg. Barbara here, very friendly. While no gluten-free pancakes, they did have buckwheat pancakes. Moving along on Parkway, on the right is the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum. It's $30 for adults, $17 children 6 to 11, and $5 children 2 to 5. But I would recommend a combo pass with some of Ripley's 9 other attractions in Gatlinburg we'll talk about later. Across the street is the Sugarlands Distilling Company with free tours of their still house, $5 tastings of fruity spirits, moonshine, and whiskey, and a bar with live music out back. Back across the street, next to Ripley's, is the Escape Game, with 5 different escape rooms for all skill levels. And above that, the Shamrock Western Saloon, with a rooftop lounge. There's also the Shamrock Pub nightclub next door. Next to that, Crawdaddy's Restaurant and Oyster Bar, also with elevated seating, with a great view of the SkyLift across the street. This chairlift takes you to the top of an 18-foot overlook to SkyLift Park, where there's the longest pedestrian bridge in North America. Just a stunning view. Since our previous video, they have added a sky trail with a long elevated scenic boardwalk that leads to Tulip Tower. This is near the area where the 2016 Gatlinburg fires started. While much of the strip was spared, this area was badly burned. But a tree remained, and Tulip Tower was built over the spot where that tree once was. SkyLift Park was rebuilt, and now better than ever. Today, the once burned hillsides have grown back nicely. The SkyLift is $35 for adults and $21 for children. Now that you've enjoyed the scenery at SkyLift Park, we head up Parkway for another great view with dinner at Loco Burro, a fresh Mex cantina. You can dine in their festive indoor room, ride a mechanical donkey, or dine on a second-floor balcony. We, along with the Smoky Mountain family, are going to the rooftop patio, where there's also a tequila bar, as well as incredibly great food. The view is awesome, overlooking the SpaceNeedle, the Strip, and the Smokies. Continuing up Parkway towards Anakeesta. On the right, an old-time photo. We will show an old-time photo in our Pigeon Forge video next week. There's a variety of shops. We arrive at Reagan Terrace Mall. This is a rustic entertainment and activities courtyard area, great for kids. There's Gatlin Fun Center that includes a mini golf in a hillside area, also an indoor blacklight golf, laser tag, laser maze, bumper cars, 5 escape rooms, and the Rugged Ropes Aerial Challenge course. You can purchase a do-it-all pass for $38 or $22 without the ropes course and escape rooms. Really, an inexpensive way of keeping the kids having fun for quite a while you and your sweetheart go and taste some fruity hard cider at the Tennessee Stud Cider Company. Or how about some New York-style pizza pies at Best Italian Restaurant? Further down, the Chocolate Monkey, with everything chocolate, with an axe house above it. The Fanny Farkle's Amusement Center, with corn dogs and other finger foods. Across the street is Earthquake the Ride and Treasure Quest Golf. And next to that, the Marketplace Mall, where you find Tennessee homemade wines with tasting of local Gatlinburg wines. This is near the $2 an hour lot I mentioned earlier. In the back part of this mall is Tom and Earl's Back Alley Grill and the North China Restaurant. They are great for picking up something quick. One thing I think Gatlinburg still lacks, it could use more counter-served eateries where you can get a decent meal quick, something more than just carnival food, like a True Food Kitchen or a Chipotle-type eatery. On the right is the Village, which takes you back in time to an old real European-themed village. There's a spice and tea exchange, coffee and company, a Celtic pub, among the 27 unique shops, eateries, and galleries. More shops across the street. The Pancake Pantry with a gabled slate rooftop. There's Branded by CW for Western wear. The Coffee Shack. And at the end, next to Anakeesta, a Subway to get something a little healthy. Before we go to Anakeesta, let's check out Ripley's Aquarium, located off River Road. Remember, they have that $10 parking garage behind it that I mentioned earlier. This is really one of the better aquariums, especially if you love penguins.
We have a penguin parade every day at 1:15 where we march 4 penguins through the entire aquarium, and you'll get a close-up look at the penguin. They'll walk right by your feet, and they love doing that parade. We've got a personal penguin experience downstairs where you can go down and learn about the penguin and pet the penguin and have your picture made with them. We have 2 or 3 different touch tanks. We have where you can touch jellyfish. These are the ones that have stingers that are so small they won't sting you, but you'll be able to feel the jellyfish and feel how soft they are. Oh, you can feed the stingrays now too and bring them closer where you, as you're feeding them, you can pet the stingrays. When you get on the glass bottom boat and go out over Shark Lagoon and you're actually over the sharks and our sea turtle Sally, you'll get to see that really close up in the glass bottom boat.
There are also sea dragons. This is one of the longest glass tunnels I've seen. Makes you feel like you are deep inside a coral reef. It is $40 for adults or $25 for children 6 to 11 or $10 ages 2 to 5. But you can buy combo tickets with any number of Ripley's 9 other attractions. I would recommend getting your Ripley's combo ticket on the Aquarium's website, being that this is a must-do. Then decide what other Ripley's attractions you want to do after that. Like maybe Ripley's Super Fun Zone that is located next to Anakeesta. I want to quickly share 4 upper-scale hotels in this area near the Aquarium in Anakeesta. There's the Edgewater Hotel right on the cliff branch of the Little Pigeon River. It's not pet-friendly, but the River Terrace Resort next to it is, for a $100 per stay fee. There's the Greystone Lodge that is across the street from the Aquarium, not pet-friendly though. And on the other side of the Parkway from Anakeesta is the Margaritaville Resort, which has a great coffee shop inside, Joe Merchant's Coffee. I'd recommend even if not staying at the resort. This also not pet-friendly. Now it's time to explore Gatlinburg's #1 attraction, Anakeesta, a mountaintop adventure park. General admission is $34 for adults and $22 for children 4 to 11. You can add on the dueling zip lines for $60.
2, 1, goodbye.
You fly over the chairlift and the treetop skywalk. There are 3 long zip lines,
Keep walking.
also 2 rappelling towers. I'm doing this with a group of girls from Rochester, Michigan. There's Birchie and Ian, also part of this group. Mark here, 75 years old, way to go. There's also the Rail Runner Mountain Coaster, $15 for a single rider, $19 for a double rider. And coming soon, the Hellbender Double Rail Coaster.
Our Hellbender is a Grand Prix theme, and so you're going to be racing down the mountains. There's going to be a lot of elements, other animals cheering you on the whole time, and then it's just going to be a really fun interactive ride there.
Anakeesta, also known for great food with a view.
So we have our smokehouse. As soon as you get off the lift, you look to the right, you will see our smokehouse. That's where you're going to get that good mac and cheese, the mashed potatoes, the coleslaw, the pulled pork, you know, the ribs. So that stuff you're really craving. And then as you head up the mountain, there's the Tennessee Sidecar, which is our snack shack. So you can get a walking taco, you can get the best margaritas on the mountain. As you make your way up to Cliff Top, which is our elevated dining experience. So Cliff Top really has those elevated dishes, fried green tomatoes or our cheese curds. And then you can get anything from a burger to a really good salad to even a poke bowl right now.
And there's also the Kephart Cafe with gourmet hot dogs, flatbread pizza, and frozen yogurt. It seems no matter where you look, there's chairs with a great view, just inviting you to chill and enjoy the scenery. And there's the Ana Vista Tower, which is the highest point in downtown Gatlinburg. It is surrounded by Vista Gardens, a meandering trail through a lush, botanical, colorful garden with streams and waterfalls. There's the Treetop Skywalk, the longest tree-based skywalk in North America, with hanging bridges 50 feet in the air. And for the little kids, and bigger kids too, the Tree Venture Challenge course to climb, swing, crawl. Oorah! But wait, there's more.
Now Anakeesta is in the middle of a $34 million expansion. It's a part of a larger expansion of our Stone Village. So we're adding an entire new section to the park and kind of expanding back to the backside of the mountain. So right now we're building our Bird Venture, which is the first of its kind in the United States. It's a set of 3 larger than life birdhouses. People can adventure through them. There's a bluebird, an owl, and a woodpecker. And so you kind of really get to experience what life might feel like as a bird. It also has 7 serpentine slides that will bring you to the end of the mountain.
And a definite must-do is Astrolumina, which is an additional $16, but well worth it.
So what Astrolumina is, it's going to be 8 chapters of a star's journey falling from the sky and then making their way back home. And so it's an interactive, there's sound all around you. You're really going to get that full experience. You're walking through the woods and then it's going to open up to that great Smoky Mountain sky and you're learning about the universe while you get to see pretty much the entire universe.
After Anakeesta, Parkway comes to a fork. To the right, it leads to the Arts and Crafts loop that we'll show in a bit. To the left, the attractions continue for another half a mile. While Pigeon Forge is well known for its classic cars, on the corner here is the SpeedWorx exotic car experience. where you can see some high-end modern exotic cars on turntables with lights, sounds, video displays, Lamborghinis, Porsches, Ferraris, Mercedes, and more. There's also racing simulators. It is $22 for adults and $15 for kids 6 to 13, $18 for military. These are scenes from the Smoky Mountain family's video here. Across the street from SpeedWorx is the Gatlinburg Brewing Company, with craft brews and pizza, and El Soñador, a Tex-Mex restaurant, with an elevated dining room overlooking the hillside. Further down, got another hotel and a couple more attractions to show you. There's the Crossroads Inn, where you can park next to your room, although not pet-friendly. The Smoky Mountain Trout House, with locally caught trout, as well as other seafood. And the Ripley's Mountain Coaster, formerly Rowdy Bear Mountain Coaster. And further down, Hillbilly Golf, where you take an incline railway up the side of the mountain to 2 Appalachian-themed 18-hole golf courses. It is $13.50 for adults, $9.50 for kids 4 to 12. Some of the holes pretty creative, like putting your ball in a moonshine operation. Next to Hillbilly Golf is the Moonshine Mtn Coaster. This was formerly the Gatlinburg Mountain Coaster that we showed in our 2020 video, but it's a little better now, especially at night. This is one of the best coasters in Gatlinburg. It is $17 for adults, $13 for youth 8 to 12, and $10 kids 3 to 7. You can get a second ride for $8. This is footage from the Smoky Mountain family's video here. Across the street from the Moonshine Mtn Coaster is the River Inn. It's right on the cliff branch of the Little Pigeon River. It gives you the convenience of parking next to your room, which I like. Only service animals allowed here. This was a pretty decent room, better than I expected, moderately priced, a balcony right over the river. It was nice waking up to the sounds of the rushing river. Also a nice breakfast with sausage, egg, and biscuits, and really good coffee.
Bella says it's really good coffee, too.
Now, it is a half a mile from the strip, so it might be a long walk to the SpaceNeedle and other attractions. Alright, let's head to the Arts and Crafts Loop, where Eric is going to give us a tour. We take Parkway back to that fork at the strip. Then head 3 miles east on East Parkway to Glades Avenue, which is where the Arts and Crafts Loop began. It is here you'll find Glades homemade candies.
There's 7 kinds of nuts in there, salted and roasted, homemade caramel with white chocolate. All the ice cream's all homemade too. It's made at the creamery down in Sevierville. And then the candies are all made here.
I got the perfect treat for all my friends from Ohio.
Buckeyes, it's chocolate and peanut butter.
I love peanut butter. Oh man. Want some, Bella? It is so good.
So typical of the shops you find here, true homemade items and very friendly people. Next door at Fowler's Clay Works, you can watch pottery being made by Mike, Cheryl, and Ava, or take a pottery class. The Arts and Crafts Loop is formed by Glades Road, Buckhorn Road, and East Parkway. It's a total of 8 miles. This is the part of Gatlinburg that many people miss, as well as being very scenic on true mountain country roads. There's no over-commercialization here, mostly family-owned and run businesses. And unlike the Strip, there's plenty of free parking here. It's a place where buffaloes still roam.
So many of the families that own shops here had their start down in Gatlinburg. After kind of the rent went up and commercialization started happening downtown, the families that began downtown, many of them are still operating out here on the Arts and Crafts Loop.
There's Morning Mist Village with over 25 shops, including the Glades Soda Fountain, a classic vintage dessert shop with an outdoor patio to enjoy your ice cream or float. The Morning Mist Cafe with fresh, never frozen burgers. Black Bear Crafts with original ceramics and wood crafts. Another mile away is the Arts and Crafts Village, where you'll find Adina's Sweet Shop, fresh baked desserts, including some moonshine cupcakes. Also, pick up some handcrafted mugs or plates to remember your Smoky Mountain getaway.
So every piece of pottery here at Ayla Wine is different. So everyone is handmade. So you're not going to come in here ever and see two pieces that are exactly the same. So if you buy something from Ayla Wine, you're going to have a one-of-a-kind piece of art in a dish, a cup, or whatever it is that you buy.
And get some rich mountain coffee at the Painted Bear Coffee Company, located at the Mountain Arts Complex. If you would like to lodge in this part of Gatlinburg, there's the Buckhorn Inn, a bed and breakfast with private cottages with living rooms and fireplaces nestled in the woods and luxury vintage style rooms. In summary, yes, Gatlinburg can get crowded in the summer, but there's a reason why people keep coming back. Yes, sure, being in the Smokies is part of it, but it's more than just geography. It's a spirit, where people are friendly, where they value the things in life that really matter. There's a passion for living, for freedom, and for stepping back at times and appreciating the simple things. A respect for faith, family values, and country. Just ask the Smoky Mountain family. It's why they moved to Gatlinburg. Even my office manager is moving to the region. Gee, I'm tempted to move here myself. And there's its sister city of Pigeon Forge, which we will see next week. So much to do. And after that, we still have all the nature areas around Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge to show you in the fourth video of our series. As much as we covered in this video, there are so many things we didn't cover. Therefore, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Gatlinburg. Also, we started using Epidemic Sounds. About half the music on this video is from them. So, I'd love to hear your feedback on the music. I put a link below if you would like to sign up with them. It helps our channel. If traveling with a dog, I'd recommend these Kurgle dog backpacks. It allows you to bring your dog pretty much anywhere and saves them the excessive walking. And a special thanks to Eric and the Smoky Mountain family, who have been so helpful in creating this 5-video series. We are Tampa Aerial Media. We film travel promos across the USA. For stock footage, or if you'd like to hire us to film your city, region, or resort, contact us at info@tampaaerialmedia.com. From Gatlinburg, I wish blessings to you wherever you may be. See you next week in Pigeon Forge.